E2.
Yo tango una perro poquito.
Poquito. Guys, welcome back. I am Jason Salyer. This is another Jason that you probably have seen before, and this is Alan Kay. And today what I want to do is talk about this Tier 1 concealed holster that I absolutely love for a couple reasons, and I'll discuss those in detail. But the primary reason why I want to give a shout out to Tier 1 Concealed is because they have absolutely the most phenomenal customer service that I've ever encountered in my entire life. I had a small issue that was probably no fault of theirs. I contacted them with an email, and within a week, I had a brand new holster arrive on my doorstep. And that is pretty incredible. No questions asked, just fixed the problem. And I thought that was pretty impressive. And I've had dealings with companies that have pretty shabby customer service, as I'm sure most of you have. And it's really frustrating because you want a product that you invest good money in. This is not a cheap holster. A product that you invest good money in. You want it to work and you want it to be reliable. And if it doesn't, for some reason, whatever reason that may be, you want the company to stand behind it. And Tier 1 Concealed is that company, in my opinion.
Especially during COVID days, like everybody's, we got COVID, and that's why it's 3.5 months later. And
that's why you got to wait.
Into your customer service
6
officer.
months later, here you go, maybe.
Yeah.
And then it's wrong, and you got to send it back.
Yeah.
That's right.
5 times.
That's right. Yeah, and these are really customizable sheaths. You can get them any color you want, all kinds of different varieties of shapes and sizes and whatnot, different options. And with that said, they had to make they had my holster on record, what I wanted and what I needed in it. They had that on record, and they were able to make my holster and send it to me within a week from me sending the original email. And I just think that is
awesome.
That is why I will highly recommend Tier 1 Concealed for everyone. And it is just an awesome holster. I switched over to carrying to a appendix carry about maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
Maybe
after some persuading.
Yeah. I was hesitant. I was real hesitant. But I finally switched over to it, mostly because I'm cheap, and frugal.
And it potentially saved your life in the Home Depot parking lot.
Yeah, that's true. It nearly did. But I switched over to appendix carry, and this Axis holster from Tier 1 is awesome. It's very, very comfortable. When I say comfortable, no holster carrying a gun is not comfortable. It's always going to be a little bit uncomfortable, but in my opinion, this is more comfortable than carrying it on my hip like I used to, especially sitting down in a vehicle. Mm-hmm. You can't access it on the hip very easily, but this you can get to piece of cake, and it is night and day faster, easier, more convenient to get to this firearm when it's in the appendix carry than it is at on the hip, whichever side you might carry it on. So, all I really do to put this holster on and off is I just loosen my belt just a smidge, and I've kind of got my belt broke in now, so I know exactly where I want it. Pull the waistband out, slip it on, it clips on really securely. I've never had any issues with retention on this holster at all. Like, never any question about it. It stays where I put it. These clips work really, really good. They come off really good. Taking the holster off is a piece of cake. Just pop those up over the edge of the belt, and we're out. It's as simple as that. It's no problem at all. And that was a requirement for me. I don't want something that I have to lace my belt through or any of that kind of stuff. Nothing complex or complicated that might potentially fail. And this thing is the ticket. That claw that we were talking about, getting personal here in my space, but that's all right. This claw here, what it does is it pushes against my pants and my belt, and it pushes the handle, the grip of the pistol in towards my stomach and makes it much more concealable. And without that claw, the grip would be pushed out like this and want to hang away and be much more obvious of a printing issue. But with that claw, just a t-shirt over top of it, it kind of just disappears. If you're really, really looking for it, you can kind of see it. But for the most part, to the untrained eye, it's gone.
If you had a darker color shirt or something with intersecting
printing
lines
on it,
on
yeah,
it would
go away.
It would vanish. But
yeah, but it's very comfortable. I mean, I squat down in the thing. bend over all day long, doing all kinds of different various tasks and stuff, and it rides really great. I exercise with this on. I've ran miles and miles with it, literally miles, and it rides perfectly, and I attribute that to a couple things. Well, one primary thing, this holster, this Axis, comes with a mag carrier, and that's something that I wanted. I wanted to be able to carry an extra mag all in one kind of unit. And because it comes with that mag holder, it spreads it out, and these clips are spread out, and that keeps the pistol from jostling left and right. That doesn't happen at all. It stays right where it's at, even when you're moving, running, jumping, whatever it is that you may be doing. And I think that is awesome. This one is the Axis. There's the Aegis holster, but this is the Axis. And the only difference that I know is this bungee system here. It's got this bungee cord, the shock cord here in the middle that connects the mag holder and the actual holster for the pistol. And it gives it some flex and some stretch, and it moves with you. And that makes it significantly more comfortable.
When you get a new holster, do you undo the screws and put blue Loctite and cinch them down?
Yeah, no, I have not on this holster. I thought it was going to be a thing. Like, I thought I was going to need to do that, but I rocked it for a long, long time and never had to make any adjustments. It has these screws here that serve a couple different purposes. They hold the clips on, obviously, and the claw, but it also provides more or less retention by tightening those screws up right here, because inside of that, you can't see it, but there's a rubbery type kind of, I guess, washer. I can see one right here. See that one? That rubber will squeeze or expand depending on how tight you make this screw, and it will increase or decrease the retention. And I haven't had any issues of them backing off. I mean, I've checked them a couple times just to see, but I haven't had any issues. But you could definitely put some blue Loctite on there and make it stay where you wanted it.
Yeah, now that I've seen this, I like it enough. I'm going to order one of those.
Yeah, and anyone watching, if you're going to order a concealed carry holster, order from Tier 1, because they are just, you won't have any issues.
Do you know where the company's based out of?
I don't. It's an American-made company, American-made product, but I don't remember where.
Built-in claw.
Yeah, I think that's what the function of that is to push the mag in towards you as well.
And instead of being slick, they put a little texture on there to where it won't ride up your clothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no issues with retention. I mean, I work out in it, like I said, run, jump, climb, whatever, work in it, do all kinds of stuff in this. I've never had any issues with it coming loose, coming free. Really securely snaps in with a you can hear that positive, like,
good audible click.
It's in there. I know it's in there. It's not going to go astray. Same thing with the magazine. It doesn't have that same audible necessarily click, because just the design of the magazine doesn't really lend itself well to that. But I have never had the magazine come free or loose, and you can easily tighten it up by just this screw right here.
So a year, that's legit feedback.
Yeah.
No complaints?
A year of wearing it every day, all day, no matter what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like I said, I think before in the beginning of the video, carrying a firearm is not comfortable, right? It's going to have...
And in a year, you've had done enough different things that if there were going to be a problem, it would have presented itself by now.
Yeah.
You mentioned something about the sweat guard on the back.
Yeah, so there's this is kind of a sweat shield, sweat guard. I'm not sure exactly what they call it, but that's what I'm going to go with, sweat guard. This is raised up here, and it prevents you sweating on the pistol and your sweat getting all into the mechanisms and rusting stuff. And it comes with a couple different options, 3 different options, I think. It comes with a high one that comes almost nearly up to the top, and a low one that doesn't really do much for it at all, and then the one in the middle. I would recommend this one in the middle because the really tall one is going to probably stab you in the stomach a little bit more when you're bending over and squatting down and stuff like that. But if you're in a really hot, humid, sweaty environment, maybe that's the trade-off that you want, so you don't get your gun all sweaty. That might be something you'd be interested in. The low one doesn't give you much protection against the sweat, the Georgia swampy humidity sweat. So I kind of went with the happy medium, like as I do with pretty much most things. Mm-hmm. The one in the middle works.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't wait to get mine. I'm looking forward.
Alan is getting one. I'm gonna I'm gonna do the thing on the thing is what he says. I think that's your terms.
Whatever computer y'all do.
You use the buttons with the clicking.
I'm old school. I'm gonna hand him cash money, and he's gonna convert it into something that comes in the mail.
Where did you get this?
Take
We're
it.
rolling again.
Colombia.
Colombia. It says it right on it, dummy.
This one's Panama. This one actually got
a Panamanian?
Is that blood?
Probably. What would you rather have, this or that?
If I only had one thing.
If you had to pick. Shovel or this?
Where am I going to be in the world?
I didn't ask that.
Mars.
Right here. You're here.
I'm in the
Georgia.
mountains?
Yeah.
Oh.
North Georgia.
Probably the shovel.
Yeah. I'm sorry we got distracted. Anyway.
It happens often.
Tier 1 holsters. This thing is legit. I highly recommend. Customer service is on point. Best that I've ever encountered. Quality of craftsmanship, amazing. No issues, no concerns. Highly recommend. Stamp of approval. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Don't wake up the dog.
She's out. She is out.